Hi, welcome to Real Time Sketch, where what I really want to sketch is that broken glass. I just threw this other stuff in there just to, I don't know, have something else happening. And I got a few pencils. I got a 4B, 6H, another 4B, and an HB. So I'm just going to start with this HB. Also got a kneaded eraser and electric eraser. I got these, Larry. This one has like a charger USB, is very handy. Anyway, let's jump right in because I think this might be kind of tedious, or it might be a lot of fun. I did this thing with in time lapse for my little promotional video, inviting folks to come over, and pretty small this sketch area. Anyway, let's start with a 4B. I'm going to start with this negative space right here. So let's just jump right in. Oh, that's not even dark enough. Let me get where's my 6B? Uh, that's a 4B. That sucks too. I thought I had a 6B, and here it is. Okay. I don't know if this is such a great paper to be sketching on, actually. It seems kind of smooth. Maybe it's good. I don't know. So, okay, I'm doing this negative space right there. You know, it's a good idea, especially if you're a beginner, that you might want to draw, all these components first, but it's kind of a lot more fun doing it this way. You get results easier. Okay, so that's kind of loose. And another thing is, it's good if you see all these lines, like, these lines here. It's better if you don't see those. I mean, if you really got the patience, you can really get a good whatchamacallit. Well, anyway, that's this line here is this line here. I also got this photo of the scene, if you want, which is pretty much what I see, although I'm looking down a little bit more on this way. But anyway, are we gonna do that apple in the back? I don't know. Let's see. For now, this point is supposed to be that point, so let's see if we can just say up here, hi, we're the top of the apple, and I guess we're gonna maybe have that photo also in there. So let's see if we can just, so this is going to be the shadow of this glass that's in the photograph. It's already getting off on the proportion. But, if we get a compelling, fabulous sketch, then, it's not going to matter that the proportion's a little bit off. Okay, so here, now I'm doing this little thing here. And we're focused on the negative space, meaning everything you see there that's black. I did a watercolor of that broken glass. I don't know if it's around. It came out great. I was so surprised. I don't know where it is. Oh well, if you saw my some recent videos, it was in there. Okay, so here I'm just gonna get this all pretty dark here, and it'd be good if we don't see any lines. We're seeing a lot of lines so far, but hopefully we can. And then this should actually be a little lighter and darker right here. Somewhere I got like a 10B and a 12B 8B. I even saw a 14B. Okay, let's see. One thing about getting a good sketch, it definitely takes some time. Okay. And this already is way off, but it doesn't really matter. That's a secondary consideration. And I really like the pose of the mannequin. Maybe we can do something else. I don't know. How's that? I don't even like the mannequin in there. Let's just put the mannequin on vacation. Okay, so that's cool. Let's see if we can get, I'm going to do this right here. I don't know if you can see that, the same reflection, but there's a bit of there's a highlight there, which I assume is, I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe it's the lamp above, but whatever. We're going to hint at that. Oh, yes, and I want to already, let's get rid of this, just touch this up a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Okay. All right. And then here, I don't, can you see it? Yes, you can see it. There's like, you see the apple through the glass right there. So that's going to be a good, you know, thing to have that, see the apple in there. So here we got to go darker on the outside of the apple. So this is the true negative space. This is going to be the apple. And here it's going to be the glass. So why don't we just kind of erase here where the glass is going to be. Okay, so we got a big plane right here. Something happened to my my beautiful AF-Matte pencil sharpener. It doesn't work anymore. I gotta get the it's just, I don't understand. Maybe it's, is it off? Let's see. I gotta look up the directions. It worked good for, you know, a lot of years. This sort of stopped here. It's got a red light on it. You think that could mean something? And then it looks like a place here for a battery. Oh, it says unplug the sharpener before use. Let me try that. I always had it plugged in for, okay, let's see. Oh. Oh, yay, man. Look, we got a great AF-Matte. Hey, thanks for 4 thumbs up. Look at that point. Wow. I tell you, when I got that pencil sharpener, which was only $30, it really changed at least my expectation of what my sketching could be. I don't know if it really improved the sketches, but it definitely improved my motivation to sketch. All right, so now I'm going to see if I can put a highlight for this whole area right here, which is actually right here, and this will be continuing right here. This stage is really, it doesn't really matter. You know, proportion, it'd be nice if we get some kind of solid proportion, but it really doesn't matter, you know, and believe me, if we ever show this to somebody, we're not going to be carrying this out. Say, look, this is the glass we drew. So, you know, it can be, we could just say, we could say that, you know, this is broken glass, and just leave it at that. My daughter-in-law went to a very fancy high octane art school, and they told her you're supposed to barely look at the reference when you draw from life. So I don't know what that means, but I guess that's a vote of confidence as we you know, change our Okay, then we got the 6B as we change the actual uh, representation of the thing. We're close here, you know. And then there's a crack here. So the crack, definitely got to. I'm going to try the crack with the big fat electric eraser. You see right there, this line right here. It shows up a lot more. I mean, it's this, but you see it a lot more on the here because we got the black background. So I'm just gonna, just to be cute, I'm gonna hit this and get that crack in there. I don't know what kind of paper this is. Some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of cardstock maybe. Which I just found, and there's a pile of it. And this brush is really good for get the dust and does not smear. You know, if you take a brush like this and try to smear it, it works like a what do you call it, a blending stump more often than not. So that's why this is a really cool brush. Came with a pencil sharpener. Okay, we got boss on that thing, but so now a good idea, since it is a fat line. Hey, Elahi V3G, thank you very much for the compliment. And hey, Sarah Final Lima, I appreciate the greeting and hello to you. And how do I get your autograph? You crack me up. All right, anyway, I want to see this negative space here is black-ish. And there's the crack, and there's these really bold highlights right here. So I'm going to try to hit this negative space that's right here. And here we go. So here we go in very detail. We got our recently sharpened pencil. So here we're going to go way into detail right there. And I wish this was darker. I gotta find like the 10B or something, because this is just such a wimpy tone we got going here. Okay, that looks good. And now on this side here, let's see. I saw a video is Art Miami, which is, you know, part of Art Basel. I guess it's happening now. I'm gonna definitely go down there to like scope, which is something that my a person I know always gets tickets to scope, so we always go to scope. And okay, so here, looking good. All right, so it's a little darker here. Let's see if we can get darker. I think it's time to dig up the 10B because this is such a wimpy color there. Let's see. There it is, 10B. Okay. We're going to get a dark. Let's see if it is darker. A little bit darker, not much. Okay, then we've got to come up here. And up here we want to get this darker. And then here, this is just there, we need a highlight right there. Guess we'll do that with the kneaded eraser. Well, it'd be great if this looked a lot better right now because it really looks like heck, but as soon as we get something going, it's gonna really be popping, I would think, probably, maybe. All right, I'm gonna stick with that. Let's see if we can't, you know, get this. And try to do that. This thing right here. We'll try to get the so that, I guess that would be it. But I think we're gonna go right here. Okay, so here I'm gonna try to get a new. For this line is right there, which is, we're actually doing the one from Life, so we'll just see if we can get this right here. We're going wide. Okay. And get that little thing. So it's a crude eraser, but I'm gonna get the is that the one? Okay, I'll get the 4B here. It's a crude eraser, but and I don't know about this paper either. So we're trying to get a good ellipse for the bottom there. That doesn't look too bad. I don't know, not great. Let's see if we can get the this part here. As soon as we show some form, I'm sure that it's going to be a lot more fun to watch this drawing. Okay. That's good. And here we have kind of simplified, but you know, they say that's good to simplify a little. And bounce back to the 10B because we want results here. All right, not too bad. And actually, this should be a little bit more this way. Well, while we're at it, let's just start doing highlights on the apple. And okay, let's see if we can just come out of here. And I'm gonna just check out the single light source just to get an idea of like what the real shadow is. So I'm not saying we're going to draw that shadow, but it's just a good idea to see what a single light source looks like, you know, once in a while, just to, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, we're just gonna come out here a little bit with this shadow. And, yeah. Our first thing looks like it's like miles away, so whatever, we're gonna like I was saying, you know, if you wanted to, is there more than one sheet of paper here? Let me see. Another sheet of paper. I don't know, I don't have any real paper, but you know, another way to do this would be to say, hi, this is going to be the glass, this is the bottom of the glass, here's the apple. If we're doing the apple in the background, we could say that's the apple in the background, it's the glass in the background. Then you have an idea where you're going, and you know, another shadow here. Nothing wrong with that. I just usually skip that step, that's all. Anyway. So going back to, let's, if we can better define the glass at this stage, that will be a big help for, I'm just going to see about, let's see if we can, let's see, we gotta see this behind there, well, nice towel. Behind here, you know, we have the other side of the ellipse that's like right back here. So let's see if we can't like pull out those highlights. Okay, and now let's see if we can get this. This I needed eraser. When I travel, I stick the eraser in like that, so I don't break my pencil leads in whatever suitcase I'm carrying the pencils. And that's why I got kneaded eraser stuck on my pencil. So here, let me just see right here. It's not showing up that much there, but it's this. And then the real thing, that's one of the darker areas in the rear part of the rim, but whatever. So now we're just gonna try to hint to that. And here's a lighter thing of the back rim, and then up here we have a shade, which I'd like to get a nice smooth shade. And then actually there's this line that is the bottom of the photograph. So that we're going to try to, I guess it's like right here. And then it comes out here. So that is the bottom of the photograph, which we were like debating, are we going to put the photograph in there? I guess we are. Okay, so then we got that highlight there, and then here, and then this is a bump, and then here, let's see if we can't just get there's like a triangle here that's a little bit warped. So I'm just gonna try to get this triangle. Okay, that's good. That's helping us a lot with definition of the glass, I will say. Okay. And so there's also, all right, I'll put this, I clean this whole area up. I'm gonna just come darker here. And then this is the edge of the broken glass. So having some areas of high contrast are a definite must-have for glass in general, and certainly for broken glass. So here I'm going to try to just pull a highlight out right here. This is one of the lightest areas of the glass reflection, even if that's a little bit yellow there. So then here, just going to see if we can just get a little bit of and here I'm just going to try to get this darker on the background, and with luck it'll be super smooth and we won't see any lines back there. This has got to come in. So, when I started, you see this, the lines look like heck, but, once you get going, then you really want the lines to disappear. So all you have is, a shade, which I'm not really 100% on, but it does look a little bit more like a shade than it did, before. So the way you're supposed to do this is just hold the pencil lightly, so the weight of the pencil is making your shade, but that is for folks with a lot of patience and a lot of time. And you know, I got a lot of time, I just don't have a lot of patience, I would guess. Okay, so that's not too bad there. Okay, so anyway, I'm not a fan of blending stumps, but that would be a good thing to just blend right out, right? Because, okay, anyway, I'm gonna get a lighter pencil and try to get lighter in that spot. Let's see, here's the old 6H. Let's see if that's too much of a transition. It is quite a transition, but you know, whatever, we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's a bit too much of a transition. Let's see, go back to the 4B, see what's up. Okay, that looks pretty crummy, but you know, folks will understand, I guess, because, okay. And then let's come in here, and that's good. And then this, we want to go over here. And then here, this is the apple. As seen through the glass, we're going to just say hello over the apple. And this should come down here. And this is really a little bit too high. It's more down here. And now, you know what would be good here is what's called an F pencil. Well, here's an H. They say an F is a lot like an H, so let's see. We'll find out. You see it doesn't really look very much like an F. Let me just check very quickly if I got an F here. There's the 12B if we want the 12B. There's the 14B. The F is an in-demand pencil, you know. Everybody wants to have the F, so it would not be surprising if it has disappeared. Let me just see what's in here. That way it's not, this looks like charcoal. Some people say an F is really a 2H. I don't know about that. Well, there's a blending stump, and the off chance we want to use a blending stump. Oh, okay. All right. Well, here's an H. Let's say H. Okay, what do we want it for? We want to do the line right here. I guess that's a pretty fine line, right? And, you know, I hate to have a whole real line there, but, you know, just make a dotted line a little bit. So here, and then does it look like broken glass? I don't know, not yet really, right? I think we better shade in this whole, like, right here because you know, we just need a little bit of contrast there. So this is the H pencil, so it should be lighter. I'm just going to actually shade this whole interior area, and then we are going to pull out some highlights. And then this is the apple, that's going to get shaded too, because we really need this, that area right there to pop like right out, pop right out. And you know, sting you in the face because there's so much contrast there. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep going here. So that looks dumb, but we're gonna fix it. Hey, Miriam Du Fatal, hello to you. Thank you for the nice greeting. Hey, look, 4 thumbs up. That's far out. Thanks so much, everybody. All right, anyway, I'm going to see about just shade this in a little more. And here. And then up here, what happened up here? Oh, that was the, this, you know, little highlight, a reflection in shadow that is lighter than the rest. So I'm just gonna just come here and, okay. And then we got to get a crisp edge right here. Which I don't know if it's a good idea to be. Okay, that's cool like that. And then this, we gotta go here. And this. And then now here we need a dark right there. And this goes up to the crack, and then right there on the crack there is a super highlight right here. And then here we need, this is actually lighter, and we need dark. I am going to grab the 4B for that dark, but maybe this one, that's got a better tip. So now, if this, as you can see right here, this is a dark, and unlike, well, I mean, I'm looking at it like this angle, so actually this is right behind it, although for the viewers, the YouTube live, it looks like it is falling below, but that's the difference between Paint from Life, and that's why I got the photo in there, so at least you have something of an accurate, you know, realism. But you know, as usual, the view from life is slightly different. So here I'm going to try to, like right here, there's just this little highlight that goes right there. So try to get that highlight pulled out. So that's crude and clumsy, too fat for the highlight, but now I'm going to, let me get the H pencil. That's the 6H. I'm just going to try to clean up the edge. Okay. And while we're in the clean up the edge business, let's clean up this edge. I think we should try also get a highlight here. There is not really a highlight there, but we are going to exaggerate what is there in order to get contrast in the you know, the back end of the plate. So there's some gums sort of stuck on there. All right, so here with the 6H pencil, we're going to try to get a sharp edge there and say, hello, we are the back end of the broken glass. And then let's see, I guess we're going to come right here also. And we're going to go real tight right here. As I'm drawing this, I'm reminded that there's some people that really know how I draw, but you know, we're trying. we're gonna get there. All right. Anyway, try to get some curves. There's these, you know, light curves. I don't even know if we should be putting all these curves in here, but And then here we definitely want to get a bit of a highlight there in the bottom. And up here we can, this would be, okay, and then here we definitely want to get a bit of a shade that says, hello, we are in front of this stuff back here. So I'm just gonna, oh, that's a 6B, yeah, this should be a 6H, but whatever, we're just gonna, let's just get this. And then, where's that 6H? Here it is. Stop looking, I found it. Okay, I'm just gonna come up here and sort of get that to be a transition instead of a hard line. And I think we're gonna just try to take out a little bit of this. Good. And it'd be nice to have a little thing. Oh wow, that looks great. Okay. Woo, look at that. Okay. We're starting to get something going, I guess, right? Okay. Let's see if we zoom in a little bit. And well, this doesn't look that good right here. Let's see, you can't fix this up a little bit. But one thing, I'm really thinking like, those plastic things that have different size ellipses on. I've been really tempted to get one of those just to get these kind of ellipses more accurate, because this painting here, it was going great until, the more detail I put in that ellipse, the worse the ellipse looked. This was like a photo of an onion turned sideways, had a glass of water. Then I took another photo and painted it freehand. And the reason I stopped is because that ellipse just looks so horrible. So anyway, we got the same situation here. We're trying to get an ellipse. It doesn't look too bad, but doesn't look too good either. Let's see if we can't get this little highlight happening right there. So we're just trying to get a highlight right around this area down there. And then we are going to come in with dark, produce some contrast. And so let's see. Right there, this highlight right there is one of the lightest highlights in this whole subject. So anyway. Coming good, I guess. Sort of looks like broken glass, kind of, sort of. Here, I'm going to try to get some dark right here. Just, I want to get a louder statement saying, hello, we are a glass. We are broken glass. Okay. So we just need more stuff happening. And, I don't know. Let me see what it looks like without this thing. I don't know. That does not look that good either. Okay, well, that's about. I guess just let's take some of this out. I'm just going to go big shade up here now. I guess we kind of got to put this apple in because we got that thing there mostly. This kind of brown stuff on an apple, you see it's right there. I was never really inclined to, even pick an apple that would have that kind of brown stuff until I saw a Caravaggio pear and it had that brown stuff, and he had depicted it so fantastic and perfect. So I decided, oh well, okay, I will challenge myself to get an effective depiction or rendering of that such a thing. So here I'm just going to see about a big, loud shade, and from this shade we're going to remove some highlights. We need a highlight right here and up here. And then here we got reflections of the glass. And here we should just say, hello, we are the apple. And then it's important to show that it really goes down here, but over here within the glass it is alright, let's see if we can't say hi, we're broken glass now. And up here we need really a proclamation that we are the broken glass. Okay. Looks a little bit like broken glass, but not really. So I don't know what's up with this. We should get this. And this, which was going to be the photo of the glass, I think is going to go bye-bye. We are going to just pretend this is just some kind of weird part of the background. How's that? And the bottom edge of the ellipse is not really what I would call fabulous, but here we're just trying to get some consistency here in the background. And this is bad too, to be doing this parallel line thing that sort of hugs the image, so down the road we would want to get enough stuff on here so it doesn't look like we did that anyway, which I think probably will never happen, but yeah, I guess that helps a little to do this crosshatch looking thing. And then look at this, these lines in there look ridiculous, but and it's also good if you're going to do cross hatching, it's good if they're very consistent. So there's another fail. All right, let's see, go right here. Here I'm doing like a dotted line because I don't want a full-on line. It's going to look dumb. That's pretty good. Okay, well, so I should probably go back out because what you see in the photograph is a little bit more than, I mean, I'm drawing this from life, but that's a little bit better representation of what the thing looks like, although I was going to put that in there, but I just changed my mind, and that looks dumb. Anyway, we need one thing which is going to be good is have something like that. Okay, now, does that look glassy or what? Wow, okay. You really can't do this kind of, highlight until like close to the end. But, like that looks real good, right? And let's do another one right there. And now let's try to get a little contrast right by the, the alleged highlight. And yeah. Hey, HD Easy Art School. Hi, thanks for coming and thank you for the greeting. Anyway, let's see if we can just get a little kind of fuzzy highlight right there. That doesn't really help us much. See a couple little there, and this should be one of the brightest highlights out there, but it's I gotta make it skinnier. And let's just get a little more power right here. Let's find the 10B pencil. Okay, try to get a very couple darks right here, maybe right here. I don't know if that's good, but there definitely is a something like that happening. And then for sure we want to like lighten up this little thing here. And there's that. This is the 6H. That's not it. There's an HB. I just want to get this to taper off. And this little end right here, I don't really like this, the way this it ends. Just try to take a little bit off that. Still a bit abrupt. I'll take the 6H, see if I can get a sharper point right there. Yeah, let's see if we can just get a reflective highlight just sticking up right here. And now let's see, what is that, 6H. Just take an HB, I'm just gonna sort of shade this in, and see if we can get a little better representation right there. And grab that 10B real quick and just get this edge right here to be a little bit more pronounced. Likewise right here, let's see it. No, it's just not getting any darker. That is a darker on this edge than it is on the other edge, so let's see if we can just get that. Unfortunately, there's a highlight there, which is this light here, which is an L-shaped draftsman's light, which makes pretty stupid highlights. So I'm reluctant to actually put that in there. So anyway, here I'm just gonna see if we can just shade a little bit here. And what else? This area looks dumb. That's a little better. Slightly better. What is this? Oh, get that little brush. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay. Car by Jan on TVPH. Hey, big hello to you. Thank you very much for the greeting. Thank you, HD Easy Art School. I'm going to check out your channel with a name like that. Sounds like right up my alley. Okay, good day to you. I'm going to sign off because I think I've gone as far as I want to go on Broken Glass, Apple, and Photograph. That was a blast. Wow, 55 minutes. 5 thumbs up. Bunch of hearts coming in now. Thanks so much. Much appreciated. I'm going to come back and hit some watercolor now. We had this big, fabulous warm up. So that looks all right, right? That looks pretty dumb. Wait a minute. This is needs to be a little bit, my thing looks, oh, hi. Well, okay, I'm gonna try to fix this. Right side looks skewed, so let's have some bonus time here. Let's see. All right, it's kind of a weird time to be trying to fix this side since I have such a dark line there. But okay, let's try to erase some of that. Let's bounce in with the 10B and say hello. We want a meaningful edge right here. It's a little better, right? Okay. Okay, and then this, we could definitely get a smoother edge down here, right? I don't usually turn the paper, but I don't usually sketch anyway. This is my first serious sketch try, and I don't know how long I was. Is that good? Not really, but okay, I guess. I woke up at 3 a.m., couldn't sleep, started watching the scary AI prediction videos where, you know, they're saying that they're in a race to build this super mega intelligence that they're not going to have any control over. They're going to like study it once they make it. And I don't know what they're trying to do. They're going to ask, hey, can you help me get rich? No, I created you. And then you're supposed to be, you know, 1 billion times smarter than any human, this machine they're making. Okay, here's a nice message. Please do a little more time. I am also trying to learn painting. And I'm from the Philippines, and right now in KSA as florist. So I got real-time watercolor painting on my channel, so check it out. Then you can see in excruciating detail how we are getting our watercolors. Like here's one. This was a photograph of an onion, and then I turned the photograph sideways, put a glass of water on there, and that's the. And then this was the day before yesterday. That's a yellow apple. Then I was getting very rabbit hole like with my painting, so we decided to take a little siesta and do a cat. Then a couple of days ago we did an apple cut in half. This was paint from life. Lots of fun. It took about 2 hours, and this one here took about 4 hours. It was a rock, a pear, and an apple. And we also did this, which I never actually finished. This is a broken plate, which is still kicking around. Oh, it's like this was my live broken plate model. And we had a 3D pear and a photo of a pear here. What else? This was another one with the same photo of the pear. This was a 3D pear. And oh, and we also did a tomato from life. So if you want to check out real-time watercolor painting, and here we did this one, which I never really liked the orange, but the onion came out pretty nice, right? Another half apple. This is all what we did in the last few weeks in real-time watercolor painting. This is just a weird thing that we're doing today is sketch, because I had 15 hours of procrastination, and I just wasn't ready to jump into the watercolors. So anyway, now I got to go take a break, but we'll be back, I hope, with some real-time watercolor painting. Oh, excuse me. And I want to say thanks a lot for 5 thumbs up. Thanks for everybody who came. And hey, Car by on TV PH. See you over there on my real time watercolor live stream, I hope. Okay, see you next time. Bye.